Alright. Hey guys, it's me, Delta1 here with AirSofttalk, and since evidently y'all don't like real steel videos, I guess I won't post them anymore because they only got half the views. So, whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna do a video I haven't really done in a while. It's doing my 2 cents on a gun that I like, and these are the Scorpions. I personally find that gas pistols are worthless, they're great paperweights, they're too unreliable for my liking, and I don't use them for that reason alone. They just don't work half the time on my field, and it's not the fact that I haven't had experience with them, it's the fact that they just don't work that well. I'm going to move my camera down a little bit so it's easier. Now this is a JG Scorpion. The Well Scorpions are just as good. Personally, I like the JG ones a little bit better. The quality control is better, and they kind of have a higher quality. Now, if I'm using a sidearm, which 90% of the time I'm not, I would use one of these. Because for one, like you see here, they have a drum mag. Okay, it's a bigger high capacity magazine than your standard AR mag, which comes with around 330. Now I do know they make 450 ones, whatever. But I'm just saying for the size of it and everything, it works great, they're simple, and they're cheap. I paid about 50 bucks a piece for mine brand new. Now, however, that was a Black Friday deal. I don't think you'll probably find them that cheap again. But when you do buy them, I really do recommend you get two, because for one, their AEPs and AEP parts are kind of hard to come across. But these things shoot great. I've used them in CQB. I've gone up against people that have 40 RPS guns, and I single-handedly took out an entire team in 21 seconds using this and a Glock AEP. I'm gonna call it a Glock because I personally don't care if Glock's gonna sue me, because I doubt they'll sue me for calling it a Glock. But anyways, now the stock does retract. It's pretty much worthless. Now this is kind of a pop metal, so it's a little kind of low quality right there, so I kind of recommend you just zip tie your stock down like this and leave it there for eternity. Now, when I zip tie, I know it came with a little rail you could put right here, and I personally just flipped it off because it wasn't enough to attach it, so because what I wanted to do was attach my Glock under there, but it wasn't strong enough, and plus this got in the way, so I don't understand. But personally, you could take it off, and there's a screw in there that's right there, that comes undone, like, all the time, I mean literally, like, all the time, so literally, it's best just to get a keychain, maybe drill a hole, like, with a drill or something, kind of make it a little bit bigger, and put a keychain ring on it, and just put a 1 point on it, and just throw it behind you. And that's what I use it for. Now, you can do the 7.4 LiPo mods. I don't recommend it, because for one, these little gearboxes are a pain in the butt. Now, you may say, well, it's kind of low FPS, they barely achieve 200, but honestly, if you're really that close to someone where you can't use your primary, which I already use anyways, because if you're that close, you deserve to get shot. That's my philosophy. Especially me, because I'm a machine gunner. So, if you happen to get that close to me and not notice me, then you're getting shot. Now, it may seem a bit of a rude thing to do, and it's not sportsmanship, but, you know, most people I shoot when I've done that well, actually, no one's ever gotten pissed at me for it. They've actually just turned around and be like, you know what, that was a good one. I messed up. But the reason I like these, they're cheap, they're simple, and they're reliable. Now, if you live up and it's a little bit colder weather, these are more ideal than any gas pistol than you're ever going to find. Now, I know there's people out there that do gas pistols like no one else, and that like Chairman Lau. Now, he lives up in Seattle, I believe, or somewhere in Portland. I don't know where he's currently living right now, but he likes to do gas pistols. More power to him. I'm not saying don't buy them, I'm saying I go for reliability. And that's what I like about these things. And they're accurate, especially when you put .2s through them, because that's actually what the FPS is rated for. Basically, it's that feet per second. You want to use kind of, well, .2 is a little heavy, but I would never shoot 12s out of these things. But they're cheap and they're fun, and you could dual wield them. And, you know, the little high cap mags they come with are a joke to me. Those are just for looks. You can get mid-caps for them by all means, but I like the idea that I can go like this, and I can, you know, continually shoot. And they're like, you go around the corner like that. You just go like, and yeah, granted, you can do that with a pistol as well. But I prefer these because you get these things, these high cap mags, and the build quality for the JG ones are not bad at all. And the rate of fire is somewhere in the vicinity of 800, which is impressive for an AEP. So, I mean, the only AEP I'm really going to tell you that's better would probably be this, and I don't expect anyone to cash out $350, whatever these things are worth. This is a TM Mac AEP, and this thing's quiet as hell. Like, literally, I could be 30 feet away from you and be shooting you, and you're not even here. Now, granted, I barely even use this just to do with the rarity and how expensive these things are. I don't ever want to break it. I have used it before, and that TM Mac AEP is effective at like 150 feet. It's retarded. Like, literally, it's just a straight beam. And I'm like, really? Like, how the hell does it do that? Because it's got a barrel length that's literally shorter than Kim Jong-il's gentleman sausage. Got a little M rated there for a little bit, but and that's pretty short. Anyways, no homo. These are just fun guns. You take them out, you have fun with them. You can use them in backyard battles. And to be honest, some of the funnest times I've ever had airsofting was in my backyard. Because I'm not a milsim person, and I'll go out and say this: milsim has brought the destruction of airsoft to certain fields. I will say this because they've ruined it for more than, because only 10% of them wanted to do it, and basically they forced it upon field owners to change it to where everyone had to do this. Well, not everyone can afford the milsim stuff, so I've seen it be very bad. Like, to the point where they limit support gunners to only have 300 rounds. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, you shouldn't force that upon other people. I don't force my opinion on yours. I play airsoft to have fun, and milsim is not fun to me. If I'm going to go do that, I'm going to go shoot my real steel stuff. And do, like, you know, kind of like a shoot and run thing, like, nothing fancy. Now, I know I'm going to catch some flack for that. I'm not forcing my opinion. I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong. I'm just saying I think it could be better regulated. And I'm not downing anybody for it. It's just not my thing. And I'm not trying to say bad things about it, but I just don't like it when people come in and they force it on other people. I'm not forcing my 60 RPS on you. And there's a rant. I saw a video on Evike where they won't let this guy build. Okay, I'm short mini rant. Okay, he built a custom DSG, which is a dual sector gear, which basically means every rotation of the gear set you get 2 shots. For the people that don't know, it's basically a regular sector gear has something like 15, 14 teeth. Off the top of my head, it's probably 15. I don't know. I just work on the stuff. I don't remember every single little thing. Now, I know I'm going to catch some flack for it, but just off the top of my head, I'm just speaking out, I'm, you know, pulling stuff out of the air and saying it. Because I got a lot on my mind. Anyways, they're basically half that amount of teeth, and so basically you can get a gun to shoot like 60 rounds per second, which you're thinking that's going to put a lot of stress on the gearbox. It doesn't, because you only pull it back halfway. So it's literally half the number of RPS is the amount of stress you're putting on your gearbox, is the best way I can say it, without getting really detailed and pulling out all the information. So basically, this guy went on to Evike's channel and built this beautiful 60 RPS gun, right? No one's letting him use it on field because of Polar Star guns, because people are bumping their rate of fires up and being all that. You know what? If the guy spent all that time and money, if you spent all that money on a Polar Star and you spent, what, $1,500 just to get a decent Polar Star setup, something like that, you're spending close to $1,000. Okay? That's good. That's Arsenal AK material. Some of the best civilian-made AKs on the market. Okay? You spend the money to pay and use that, you should be able to use it. I don't care what it says. I don't care if it's an insurance policy. It has nothing to do with it. You're putting yourself in a situation where you're going to go and get shot and it's going to hurt. You put yourself in that situation. You have no right to complain. That is just me. Now, if you're using a Polar Star and you're bumping like 650 FPS at like 45 RPS, okay, yes, you shouldn't be allowed to do that. But his gun's only shooting somewhere in the vicinity of 260, maybe 300, maybe. Okay? What's the problem with that? It's not going to hurt. unless you're like, you know, this far away from the gun, which I've done 650 feet per second in the CQB. Okay, enough with that rant. I should have probably made that for another video. Anyways, the JG Scorpions are really fun, and I'm not being paid to say any of this, nor have I ever accepted payment to say good things on something. But these are fun, they're reliable, they're cheap, and they're basic. Even if you're a beginner and you're just getting into AEGs, this isn't always a bad idea. Because if you're the first guy to get an AEG out of your group of friends, you're gonna just destroy every single one of them because all they've got is springers. And this is a good way to kind of introduce yourself, I would say. It's not a true full-size AEG, but it's fun and it's cheap, and these are going for about 80 bucks right now, and to be honest, they're not that bad. They're real fun. Just make sure you buy it from a higher end reputable site. Like, if I was to buy one of these, I would buy it from Airsoft GI, Evike if you've got good experience from them, or I got mine from Airsoft Megastore, and I haven't had the best of luck with them. So, yeah. I've had stuff like, you know, falsified, like there was an unboxing a while ago where they sent me a PDW, wasn't even the same one in the picture, it was out of their boneyard, and they said it was this one, didn't even have the same markings on the box as the picture, and it came with like nothing. So I was pretty mad about that, and I had to argue and fight tooth and nail to get the right item, and they expected me to pay for shipping, and it's like, no, you sent me the wrong item, that's false advertisement, you can't do that. So that's my experience with them. They did send me the right one, but you know, I had to fight for it. But anyways, these are fun guns. Battery goes here, you know, just really simple. And if you want, you can use the stick mags. And they make holsters for these things if you just take the stock off, which is what I said already. And they're pretty light. I mean, it would be considered heavy to carry for a pistol, but to be honest, in the middle of a combat situation, the last thing I want is a gas gun just to bust a seal. And that's every single time I've used one that's happened. And I've used KWAs, well, WEs don't ever work. There's a hidden O in WE. WE stands for work on it every day. Just saying. I've seen, you know, Jarek's had one blow up on them. I've seen WE slides crack in half. I've seen their frames crack. I've seen them just terrible. I've seen the AK bolt literally just crack in half and shoot straight forward into the gas tube and get stuck on a WE AK, which I thought was hysterical. It's like, wow, you managed to screw up an AK and it's a gas blowback design using the same bolt assembly. That takes some skill, because, you know, the Iraqis and the Romanians have been making AKs that are not of the highest quality and still managed to get them to work. But, you know, I'm just saying, these are fun guns. I really recommend you get them. And if you do, and you're a more experienced player, and you're looking for a fun sidearm, or just something to play around with, and you've got, you know, a little more cash in your pocket, I would get 2 of these. I'm not a big fan of the MP7 one they have. I just never had good experience, and they were never really that great to me. But spare parts are rare and hard to come across. That's why when you see these in the boneyards, I typically pick them up when mine are broken. And you can get them for like 20 bucks in a boneyard sometimes. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'm trying to make more videos, trying to find time, and a little last segment. A good buddy of mine that's in my squad, his name is David. This is a personal favor to you guys, if you could do this for me. He is like my big brother. I love him to death. He's one of my best friends. And I was supposed to go hang out with him today, and he just let me know a couple hours ago that he is in the ER right now. And I can't disclose why. It's a little personal. But he basically won't stop bleeding, and it's not that one disease where you just keep bleeding and bleeding. He had surgery, and yeah. So if something went wrong or whatever. But if you could please keep him in your prayers. He's a father. He has 3 kids. I'd really appreciate it, him and his family. And he's done a lot for me as a friend, and I'd really appreciate the prayers for him. But anyways, guys, I just got to keep my head up and take what the Lord gives me. But, you know, it can always be worse for me or other people. So I always, you know, like what Hitchcock 45 says, remember, life is good.